What is up, everybody? How's it going? Hopefully you guys are doing well. This is part 2 of my God of War Ragnarok commentary. We're jumping in right after the fight with Thor, and we're going to explore what Atreus wants.
It'll be easier to explain once we're there.
And so basically no surprises here. Basically we're just going to fight enemies.
He said he doesn't care about Jotunheim anymore. That the giants can keep their secrets. He's averted Ragnarok his own way. You think he knows all the giants are dead?
I'm more concerned that it no longer matters to him. What's he up to?
What happened here? So close to home.
So you have some of these dead enemies. It's basically signaling that there's something big headed for us up above. I'll explain more of that later.
Gonna need another path to the temple.
Why would he come out?
A lot of these people didn't expect puzzles here at the beginning of the game, so they were kind of lost. I'm not going to deal with that guy.
No one's still alive.
There's loot down there. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to get loot around the main path. Oop. Looks like a chain. And so we go the opposite way.
Oh, yeah. Being all the way on the
Oop.
Behind you! Look out!
And just use my blades. Good thing we have Atreus to help us out this time. And keep going. And so, like I was saying, a lot of new players, they don't expect puzzles. So there's a lot of people that didn't know where to go or what to do in these sections, especially beginners. Because it's been a long time since I played a God of War game, so they're like, well, how do I get through these challenges and stuff like that? So, it basically is that way. Hellwalker, nice job. Okay. I think we got everything. Skills, yeah, we already have upgraded skills, as you can see there. Again, I already maxed everything out, not big of a deal on these enemies right now. And so you jump across, but then I see a lot of playthroughs where people are like, "Oh, where do I go?"
He'd be on our side if we find it.
This is the answer. You literally just move this rock back over. I was confused at first. I didn't know where to go. I actually had to look it up.
Those are many ifs, Atreus. What do you know?
We'll see soon.
Yeah, so basically right now we're just trying to find what Atreus wants.
He said he has evidence.
But we're basically taking the path of the first game, going to the temple we originally did. Yeah, mash, blah, blah, blah. And personally, I like this. Okay, I want to switch. Personally, I like this shield the best, just because it has the counter system like this. Now, it's not as powerful as the first game, or it can knock people back, but it is very, very powerful. Well, this doesn't really do much. This move is very powerful. Yeah, the spear is very powerful. It can take people out very easily. Take out this bramble, keep on going. And this kind of reminds me of these cliffs when we're climbing. If you ever played the PSP games, it's very reminiscent of you're going up above, you know? Climbing mountains, especially in God of War Goes to Sparta, you go up these cliffs at the beginning of the game, and it reminds me a lot of that. But, I mean, it could literally be any other PlayStation game, Uncharted, stuff like that, where you go up a cliff. So, it just reminds me of Ghost of Sparta originally. Look at this. Got more Hellwalkers. And then people on their first playthrough didn't expect this, but I kind of did.
An awful lot for one more.
Oh, what was killing people before? I think it was a centaur. Fine, a huntress, I guess it's called. Now, I thought it was really cool.
Your shield's busted, brother.
And at first I was like trying to parry with the shield and stuff, but it didn't work like that because I didn't have a shield. Luckily, I can just easily take her out. See? Usually that would take a few minutes. Kill frame, okay. Drop Nursebear. You'll learn about that later in the game, but you know, like I said, just replicates itself as a weapon.
Later. Why are we here, Atreus?
And normally in the playthrough there's an important part back there that you grab that, but again, I'm not going to spare with any of the loot right now. It's just going to waste a little bit of time. I already have enough.
I've seen them.
Because what am I going to do with 11 million hack silver?
Well, that collapsed pillar is new, but the shrine is just on the other side.
I forgot about the tree at first. I always forget about the tree.
There we
I
go.
don't know why.
Come on.
So basically I'm like speed running this. Now, when I first saw this scene, I was actually very intrigued because I'm like, okay, we've been here before. What new information are we gonna have? And so basically we get here and I'm like, okay, so the wolf chase, right, I remember the wolf chases the sun and moon.
You watching?
I'm like, oh, okay, so it's just extra vision, but nothing was written on the ball, so I'm like, okay, what's going on? It looks like a doorway, because it looks like a doorway from the original game, but where does it go? And then like, we get to this golden light.
Atreus, wait!
And I knew it had to be something from Jotunheim, because Jotunheim is only portrayed by gold light in this game, mainly. And so, we go in here, and eventually we learn about the giants and their story. And I figured, well, no one else can access this. Atreus is the only one, or Loki is the only one that can view these at this moment, along with another character later in the game. But these are the only people that can view it because they're from Jotunheim. They're giants. So it was interesting to me that the light, and then the scene was very beautiful as well because everything's golden. You got like gold on the left. You have the sun at the top there that's radiating gold on the bottom. And so it's really cool that they have everything in like this dust or sand portraying all this because we never seen this in the past game. So it's very interesting that it portrays this and that it just reflects this.
Until, look, the moon gets stolen. Somehow.
Atreus.
And so this is like the beginning of the story, trying to figure out what's going on.
And they say celestial theft is a victimless.
And at first I was trying to pay attention and
Not totally sure who this is.
figure out what's going on here.
Comes along and rescues the moon.
Because in the past game they say everything about Tyr, everything, and I was like, this is crazy how much they tell. And so I thought it was going to be more about Tyr, because that's what the story made of him, you know. But no, it doesn't. It's crazy because it's actually more. It has a whole giant story to it, and we'll find that later on. But it's really cool that they portrayed this in the golden light. Very reminiscent of Jotunheim when we first visited there, because everything was golden when we visited.
Can this be?
Odin told me he killed Tyr, and he trusted me at the time, or so I thought.
What if he didn't kill him? What if he's just had him locked up somewhere all this time?
And so this is a conversation about Tyr and basically showing it's like, is Tyr dead or is he alive? And if he's alive, is he trapped? And so it's this whole idea that we have to find Tyr now because there's a possibility he might live. So
Well, almost everything.
it's very interesting.
That's giant craftsmanship. You've been to Jotunheim again?
No, I found it in one of the other shrines.
Oh, that's right. How many have you visited?
Well, all of them? All the ones I could still get to in Midgard anyway. I don't know what it is. But it's important. Just like all this. When I was inside...
What I like is that they kept us reminiscent and mysterious at the beginning of this game because I didn't know what was going on. Well, I still had to puzzle everything that from God of War 4. I had a lot of predictions, but I had no idea it would end up like this in the story.
Sindri's been helping me.
And I know this relationship between father and son, Kratos and Atreus, was very had a lot of tension.
I just needed someone to watch my
Just
back.
because in the original game he was very mad at Atreus and he did a lot of stupid stuff, but now he's a little bit grown up, so he still doesn't trust him. But in combat, they trained very well.
Could the prison be in Muspelheim?
Unlikely. Odin's got no presence to speak of in the primordial realms. But the Bleeding Earth? Sounds like a mine, aye.
The realm of the dwarves, perhaps.
Svartalfheim, that's a good bet. Their mines did belch black smoke.
And so I knew we were going to visit the other realms. I just didn't know how many because we saw the other realms in the tower, and it was locked. Specifically said locked, and so it means that it's going to get unlocked at a future point. And so when I heard Svartalfheim, I'm like, no way. We get to visit this place. Now, I didn't know how it would look because I was watching the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I thought it was going to be a mine. Now, I probably didn't think of in space, but I knew it would be something.
How do you have us getting to Svartalfheim? You know Odin's had all travel between realms locked up
Okay,
tight.
let's fight some enemies down here.
Sindri is full of ideas.
Remember when we fought our first troll out this way?
I remember you.
I remember too.
Tread carefully. Danger is close.
You okay fighting without a shield?
It is not my first time.
The animations in this too, I don't know if they're different or the same, but what's interesting is that they seem a little bit more violent, especially later in the game. It just shows. I think they added some new ones, but also kept some old ones.
What? Don't hold the lad's curiosity against him. It goes with being young.
In my youth, we learned obedience.
The thing is,
We wish for him.
Kratos wishes to have Atreus be like his youth. He wants to train him as a warrior, as a soldier,
Smarten up
as a
and walk
Spartan.
with him a while.
And so it's very interesting to see the dynamic between all this,
We could find a way
because it shows that Atreus wants to have his own path, but the thing is Kratos so desperately wants him to become a Spartan rather than a giant.
Find Tyr. You
And that's
will
kind of like the whole theme we see between all this.
All right. You won't be sorry.
Over here!
Sindri!
As I live and breathe.
Now the thing is, what I kind of don't like, I'm 50-50. It's good and bad in my opinion, because they use the dwarves like crazy in this game. I think of the total time we see, it's probably like 60% of the time we see the dwarves in this game. In my opinion, that's a lot, but it's good that we see more of them because we saw some of them in the first game, and I think that was the right amount, but this one they went a little bit overboard. Personally, I just don't like it, but it's alright.
Cabin in all the 9 realms, and I'd prefer it to stay that way. Not looking at anyone in particular.
So I wasn't really paying attention to this first part when I first played the game, just because I didn't know exactly what was happening. I think I was just worried about the fighting and stuff like that. But when I saw this, I was absolutely in love. I mean,
It's nothing
look
much,
at that.
but
The
it's safe
golden
and
arches, the blue mixed in with the gold is so beautiful, especially with the golden or the space look behind it. It's just absolutely amazing. The detail they put into this as well. How they just have these golden sigils down here. How it just there's trees everywhere. They really made it look like a really good hideout.
Right this way, Kratos.
And you could see it too, between the Viking style, how they have a ship here. They kind of made out a ship, kind of like in Skyrim, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, how they take it like the ship and put it into it, and then they have this really cool golden arch here. I mean, there's a lot to admire this.
Come in. Now,
And then you get inside, and it's just like the outside. You have golden with blue mixed in, the trees mixed in as well.
okay then.
It's very reminiscent of what this realm is.
Kratos, snack?
I do not need a snack.
What we need is your help getting to
And so this whole tension within the past 10 minutes is kind of crazy. Because Kratos is not happy. He's not happy at all. And then Atreus is just trying to calm him down.
You aided my son disobeying me.
No, I kept an eye on him. On your behalf. Nothing risky. Everything very safe. Somebody else speak.
What's important right now is that we try and open up travel between realms again. You said you know a way?
Yes, I do. It's just a lot of mud.
Personally, I like Sindri's outfit right here. Just because it's very golden, and
Your help.
it just looks very reminiscent of the house he lives in too. With some blue, some gold.
That's it precisely.
And Brock comes in. And this is what I thought. Is that he's all grown up now. And that's exactly what I thought when I first saw him.
Well, what in all yarns me that happened to him? He's too damn tall now. And he looks like that. I blame you. Now, come on then.
Everyone likes Brock, but I personally don't like him. He's just too annoying in a way.
Didn't you ever have an awkward phase in your youth?
Hey,
I suppose what
And this forge is really cool too. They have a bigger fire than they did last time. The blue comes in through the window and just illuminates the whole area. I think they did a really nice job on this scene, creating the texture between the chainmail on the back, the armor on the left. Just all their work they'd done in the past is just amazing.
Wouldn't you rather I just whip you up a new one?
It is important to me.
And so it's really cool the detail they put into this house, because I love the colors and just how much it just portrays everything, you know? Well, I already upgraded everything, so yeah.
Some items you left behind.
I'm not gonna open that chest, but I look at this and I'm like, there's a nice library here, nice pot with a nice view outside with the trees and everything. It's very open. They also have a nice fire pit for the table.
this place is great.
And we don't know exactly what's inside that room,
You know it.
just because we're not allowed in there. And then we have a table over there. This is our room. It's like very, very cozy, you know. You just have a chair. You got the bed. But the golden arches, the weaving on the ground is so beautiful.
Hey, come see. I guess this is where they store the food. Nice to have options if I wake up hungry.
Never actually noticed that before. And then you got this whole room. I like the pillars and the windows. They're very diagonal between each other.
Finding everything
With the
all right, I
nice
hope?
cozy golden archway and the circular room. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. And so we get here, the planning stage.
You'll just need something from back at the workshop. Follow me.
Again, I kind of like Sindri more than Brock. And I know I keep saying that, but it's just how I feel about the
He's
doors.
imprisoned in a mine somewhere. That's all we know so far.
The realm is
full of mines.
And this game really makes sure that Tyr is really there, you know.
Who's Durlin?
They make sure like you believe he's there. Now again, I'm spoiling it, but I don't care because it's just I want to talk about this at the beginning,
Friend of Odin.
especially when they allude to all
Mother sought his
this.
help when she was trying to whip up a rebellion. Ready?
A rebellion?
What other details? Yeah, they have more on the right. So there's just a lot of stuff here.
New mom. Sounds like exactly what we need.
I think you missed the ta-da. Well, never mind. I'll have this oiled up in no time. Meet you at the gateway outside.
Rebel leader, Durlin.
So yeah, this house is just absolutely amazing, and how this is the new base of operations in the game
Hear that?
is really, really cool. Now we could go over to a squirrel. Well, I think we'll see it here.
We'll just need the Bifrost in the head. Brock, do the touching.
Oh, this would be the part requiring my assistance then.
You said it. This device here has been crafted to your measurements. It'll help you get a better look at the problem with those Bifrost eyes of yours.
So, do I control this thing somehow then?
Oh, no.
And just like the first game,
Hold you in place while we shine this light in your eyes.
Oh, Cindy, you starting
you had the light in the eyes just like the first game. I thought that was a good parallel, and they brought it back again because he's like the only one that can open up the realms.
Open now! I was really hoping not to use the eyelid clamps.
Do it.
Oh!
That's it! That's it! Good! Now, release!
Go on, Pleasant.
That's our cue. Come on, hurry!
I'm coming.
So we see this. Now I thought we had to get every single unlock for every other realm in this game, just like the first game, but actually I was very surprised that you can actually visit all the realms if you want to, post-game.
Damn it, you wee fuck. Kratos, throw me at him. Horns first.
Can't you take a joke, you old goat?
So we take the head, and then...
Bifrost is broken.
Now that we've reconfigured these gateways to use
me a second.
imbecile seeds, you won't need a travel table or a Bifrost lamp anymore.
I also used it for light.
Okay, good note. I'll figure something out, but first, come on, let me show you how it works.
So they have all these realms, and we'll go to each realm individually.
Put the key at the rune for Svartalfheim on the right, then concentrate.
And then, so, post-game, I love that we can visit all the realms. And it's very easy to access them, which is amazing.
This should take you to the wetlands outside Needham.
Because it was very
Just make your
easy.
way to the town
I didn't have to
square.
grind or anything. And that's what I loved about this game when I first saw it. And I'm like, no way. We can go to all the realms and not have to grind for, like, chests or try to find anything.
Come with us?
So, they just had that aspect to it, which I loved.
And grim are everywhere. Hostile, slimy, foul-smelling creatures. But good luck.
So we'll wait for our portal.
Wait, what?
I said good luck.
And so basically we're going to enter Svartalfheim. And I was very intrigued by... I was kind of drawn out by this because I'm like... This is a swamp, really? I love the details, don't get me wrong. But it was just not what I expected, because I was expecting something more beautiful, especially since we saw Svartalfheim. In the cinematic universe, I thought it was going to be something like that. I had to deal with these stupid things.
Why are these things so bad?
Okay. We should be good.
See, we're already off to a lively start.
Atreus.
And so basically, we go through the swamp, and it's good. You know, it's very beautiful. And this is what I was expecting through the whole experience. In Svartalheim, at least.
And never talked about it.
The fact that it didn't go well.
So I'm not gonna search through the side content. I'm just gonna go straight through, defeat the enemies I need to, and continue forward.
Eyes on the
But it's still beautiful. Don't get me wrong. It's still golden. Still because it wasn't snow. That's what I was surprised by, and I'm like, oh, the nice sun is radiating on the hills. The sun is the sky is very reminiscent of our world. So it's very beautiful in this way. But I was still put down because I thought this was the whole entire level. And we'll see in a bit of what I mean. So basically, they give us a little few puzzles we have to work out in terms of getting past this.
We should be able to get through.
So these are wetlands, huh?
I'm not going to solve every single puzzle. I'm just going to continue what I need to.
The smell is making my eyes burn.
You know, it is a fair bit more potent than when I last visited, now that you mention it.
Tyr was a friend to the Giants. I wonder if he and Mom ever met. If he was a part of the
So we
rebellion.
continue through, I love the sound effects on the wood, they did a really good job of that. It's very small detail, but I liked how they came through with it. Come over here where more enemies fight. I should have used quick turnaround like that. Whatever. Could get that chest up there, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna continue up ahead, just because there's more stuff to do. Can we climb up this yet? Nope, we can't. Screw it. Get the sphere out. Okay, are you gonna climb yet? Nope. Well, he's definitely done.
Okay.
So we go up here again. We just have to fight more enemies, do a couple more puzzles. I think there's a few locations of puzzles.
Whoa there! Give a man some warning if he's about to suddenly end up snout deep in cheek.
the ground.
Is that an earthquake?
An occasional, but not unheard of.
I like how he perfectly does it, or it stops at the perfect location, you know?
Be a wee bit bothered.
I was thinking, because it's so warm, maybe it's not that the cold hasn't made it here.
And then this is what is cool, is they explained about what was going on.
Winter doesn't strike all realms quite the same way.
Exactly. Exactly. Fimbulwinter is all different from every realm.
In Midgard it does, but as you can see...
And that's what I thought it was going to be, is I thought it was going to be snowy throughout all the realms. Not just one.
The aforementioned aroma. These effects were present before in some form,
So we
but
go
now
here.
there's no extremity to them.
Fight a few more enemies. This is really cool. Boom! Straight through the heart. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna skip these guys for now. Whoops. Come on, they're too fast. Okay. Keep on going. Okay, and I think that's because we need to climb somewhere over there probably. And so we climb up here. I think so. Yep. And so that does it for now.
That's dwarven ingenuity for you.
Back to the boat.
Actually, no, not yet. Because we need to stop it.
If the dwarves of this realm are anything like rock and sand,
Because if we didn't do the other one, it would go back up. That's how it would work.
All too often, people
And so that's second puzzle. And then one more. And then we get on to the real surprise.
And defying him can be quite dangerous.
maybe they just need a couple of gods to come along and take the fight to him.
And so basically throughout this whole game too is that we try to talk how to defeat Odin, because we all know he's the most powerful being in all the realms and everyone fears him, so we're trying to figure out how to stop him. Everyone's thought of every idea, but which one actually works?
I'm trying to keep our options open.
This is probably one of my most annoying puzzles I hated to solve, just because it was so complicated. So we get to here, and that one is an actual enemy. I'm not going to face it right now. Yeah. So we're going to lower this bridge, but it's a double-tiered system.
Halfway there. There's gotta be another chain to lower the rest of the gate.
Yeah, thank you. I love that. It just cuts off the head. I think they had that in the first game. I'm not entirely sure. But that was so cool to see. So basically this raises, and I think we do that and keep that there.
I think I get it. If you freeze the geyser, the pressure will turn the wheel.
And then what we could do there is I think we can cut the chain. And then we can rise it. See, I already know this, but it's a really cool puzzle. And then you got some goodies up here. These were a pain to find. I don't really like collectibles, but you got poems. You have to collect a set.
Collect any others you find.
They're just a pain. All the collectibles in these games, especially the ravens, are so annoying. But you kind of need them for the platinum.
Well, like I said, I was hoping
How about
you
the
could tell me
put
something about
peace in the world? That's something.
I'd also
Because
like to hear some
he's the god of war of this realm, and he put
traveling
peace
through
among
the
giants and stuff like that. That's what they said God of War 4.
maybe about what it was like to fight back in the day. Just for the history.
Okay, and then we start seeing more tents and everything, and I'm like, okay, what's going on? And so we get to go through this cave, and this is very fascinating, because I did not expect it whatsoever. Just because it was not on my radar, you know? But it was very interesting, to say the least, because it was very surprising to see this. I'm like, what? No way. Because I was blown away first by the houses, and then the architecture, you know? How they have a whole aqueduct, you see that goes through there, that with a whole bridge? And then we're also confused probably why they're hiding, and probably, I was thinking, well, maybe just because we're beings from an outside world, and they don't like us. And you see that guy on the bridge up there? It was surprising to see that was Odin in disguise. That's what the developers confirmed. Then you have this alarm again. I think that my first thing was that, like, this was just us just being newcomers, not beings from this world. So I thought this was just them hiding. But it's actually not true. From the developers and Odin later, is that it's true that they thought we were with Odin, and so that's why they're hiding from us.
There'll be no help, to be sure. Best we find the tavern.
And so it's so cool to see all the details, especially right here. Oh my gosh, the screenshot right there is so cool. There's lots of points in this game where the screenshots are just amazing.
Hello. I'd return your surprise, but I did know you'd be here. I've got something for you.
Yeah, there you go. Well, yes, a new mechanism.
You know, I'm glad I came back here at least once before Ragnarok. Oh, if these cobblestones could talk.
Yeah, this used to be where Brock and Sindel used to live. Now I think they got exiled or something like that. But they're back and they are living here, or not living here, but they are visiting here. And I really like how they call back to the good times they had in them, rather than all the bad times. Which is interesting because I thought that would be like, oh, I remember this person used to be mean to me, and this is the place where I got beat up or something like that.
Structural sensitivity to sonic vibrations has been something I've been meaning to try for quite some time now.
So just like the first game, he adds a new mechanism to the bow.
What's it gonna be this time?
Patience. I find it's best to see these things in action. Whew.
And then it's got a new bow. Boom. That's so cool. It's kind of like a rebound effect.
Take aim at that gate there, but before you loose, say Skialfa.
Skialfa. You probably say that 100 times in this game. No, sorry, 1,000,000 times in this game by now. Just like the first game, he knows where to shoot. And then it's time to fight.
How was I supposed to know they were there?
Okay. And then we go through like these sewers area. I like the lighting in here when I first saw
Seems
it.
like neither Valyr's locked down because of us.
And then they go into another area. I was confused about where they go. To be honest, I'll show you in a bit. But I thought we were going over here, and I thought we were supposed to go over there somewhere. But no, that's just an area to look over. But that is pretty cool, right? They have their own workstations, and it looks like they were building something. We just didn't know for what.
Self-preservation can outweigh bravery for even the strongest of folk.
Fear keeps them safe and alive.
And so we keep on going, and again, I was very confused about where to go, because I was like, do we go this way? And then I kept on going.
Let's just keep moving.
Keep moving, yep, that's true. Got to here. I was like, what do we do here? It's like just the enemy, I think, which I faced. And then I went down there. I'm not going to go down there, but it's just an extra path. And I went there, and I kept on going there, back there, down there, back here, through the main area. And I was like, where the... I spent probably 20, 30 minutes just trying to find my way around. And then I found, oh, we just have to break this thing and then jump over. Because I was going over there, because it went back to the main area. And I was so freaking confused. But then I realized, oh, you just go through this main path. Once I did, I was like, finally, I can progress with the story. But that was the part I just got the most stuck on. I was so frustrated because it didn't say where to go exactly.
Well, we don't want to intimidate him.
What's really cool is that they have the dwarven ship right there on top, the Viking ship. I was also confused here because I thought this was the man we were supposed to meet.
Watch yourselves. Apparently, there are intruders about.
Oh, that's us, I think.
Well, if you're planning on killing me, at least let me finish this song. That alarm was in just the perfect key.
We're just looking for a friend of ours named Durlin.
Well,
And I thought this was Durlin.
Durlin's got no friends left. But if that's all you need, head out the back way there, and you'll see the safety office just across the river. Just don't go making trouble for the rest of us. And while you travel through this
Give me a
realm,
second.
maybe you could clean up the head's mess.
Yeah, nah.
What mess?
Later, brother.
And then, so you got this, and I was like, Durlin? Where? And so I probably spent there 5-10 minutes just trying to figure out where to go. But then you just go straight. Doesn't really matter. So go through this door.
Sorry, one more thing. Although, these are gifts I'm giving to you, so I shouldn't be sorry and you should be thankful. Anyways, here. Please be careful.
He is very nice in that respect. He gives us lots
It's
of gifts.
beautiful. Thanks, Sindri.
It is beautiful, isn't it? It's also very useful. You'll be able to find anything your heart desires with it.
Really?
As long as your heart desires the locations your father and you decide and plot to travel together, then yes.
It is a compass.
Ah, but a beautiful compass. Now scamper off.
Yep, and then we keep on going. Blah blah blah. Close. And then there's other side objectives left and right here. I decided not to go for them. I'm just gonna go straight ahead.
Some sort of rebellion leader. Doesn't sound like anyone's
And we
following.
activate another
Was
portal.
being the key word here, little brother.
And then they get a boat, and this is where it really opens up. Again, I thought this was going to be all swamp area, and I'm just blown away by this point because I'm like the detail they put in this. Like, look at the water. You can still see like about 3 feet deep, and still see something of the water. Rather than just it being completely dark like the first game, where you couldn't really see anything.
I'd have us turn them off.
So you have right of the side objective, or you go left. And so I decided not to go right.
Checking out the mining rigs in the lake to the right. You can
Nah.
see smokestacks from here.
That's a side objective. Now, this is probably the best world in order to do post-game stuff, just because there's a lot to do. And that probably has to be one of my favorite side missions in terms of, like, what was to happen. Now, I'm going to spoil that for later. So we'll go here. Yes, we are. Thank you.
Always explore those mining rigs later.
And this is what was my first path, is that I just played the main missions. I did not do any side content, and that's what I originally did.
The sign of hair's breadth away from a head.
And then we meet this guy. It's very interesting, because he has a squid, and he's not really helpful, which I mean I get. He's for Odin, and he supports Odin, so why would he support us?
Looking for Durlin?
You have an appointment?
No? Has anyone ever had an appointment here?
What's interesting is that there's snakes on that book. I wonder if there's anything in lore that says anything about that. But it's probably just a drawing.
Here to collect on something, pal. Think parading a severed head around an
Everyone seems to hate Mimir and just the head because it's like so dirty and everything.
We are looking for a prisoner of Odin's.
He's being kept in a mine somewhere. Some friends of ours said that you could help.
Where did you get? You chop her head off with that too, eh?
She was my wife.
So this guy seemed really mysterious at first. Then he has octopus.
Tina and I wondered where she went after our little coup here failed.
Failed?
Yeah, jump, jump. Failed.
Faye is dead.
And they talk about her, which is amazing, because just like the first game, they talked a lot about her. And they're talking more about her. And the reactions we see about Faye to others is really extraordinary because of what she did.
I'm afraid
And learned of her past. Now, we don't have the full story of Faye throughout the whole entire God of War Ragnarok story, but it's still enough.
I'm not in the business of crossing the old father anymore.
I like how has a bunch of scrolls too. Like he has a lot of history in those scrolls and behind him. Probably could be even blueprints of buildings. I don't know. It's just what I was thinking.
Take this.
What is it?
A fine. Hygiene code violation for improper transport of a rotten
See,
head.
everyone
Two
hates
demerits
Mimir.
for speaking the old father's given name, and yeah, for fucking up my desk.
A fine?
Pay it at your leisure, okay? Get out of my office.
So mean. I'm like, yeah, let's just forget this guy. He's not important at all. And so I'm just like, great, another side quest. We have to go find where the location is now.
Get out of my office? Don't you understand?
And it's so annoying.
You
But
said her name was Diener? Oh, sure. Thank you. I think.
again, I love Atreus' love for animals and everything like that. Then we get the whole fighting sequence. Let's go.
Hey, this isn't a fine.
Not now. There are enemies ahead.
Yeah, we'll speak about that later, Atreus. This is why I love the sphere. You can literally just hit a few hits and they'll take them out. I'm going up top. I love the speed they kept, and you're not really slow at all. You're as slow as you want to be, but you're also fast as Kratos wants to be as well. Even though that made no sense at all, I'm still keeping it. So I'm just taking out hordes of enemies right now. Okay, get the chains. I'll hear you about that later. Okay, let's continue on.
Okay, as I was saying, I think Derlin wrote down directions.
Yes, you did.
Has given us a map.
Sort of. But
Okay.
it seems to lead to a mine beyond that mountain. Ah. Tyr! Derlin helped us anyway.
And so I love this because I was like, the waterfall, the sun, the lighting is just absolutely spectacular in this moment. Just because of like it shows the true beauty of what this engine is truly capable of. And then when I saw this, I'm like, whoa, a Disneyland ride, sweet. Just because you're like, when you're an adult, it literally feels like this, like you're cramped inside a tiny box car for children. Atreus seems fine, but for Kratos, he scrunched in.
Said it until you did. Just now.
Darling, he didn't need to say it, brother. It was written all over his face. Well, burned, I should say. Into his head.
He burned that into Derlin's head?
Failed rebellions tend to warrant swift and enduring retribution.
He is a captain of Odin.
Aye, and the bearer of Gjallarhorn.
And then I was like, whoa, Captain of Odin? Wow, no wonder why he hates us.
Lack of doubt.
So we get to this area. Kind of interesting.
Seems like we're here. Come on.
And I got to this area, I'm like, okay, on top of a mountain.
Can see another train.
And then we go down here, and oh my goodness. This right here, this
Seemed like Odin
overview, as I call it, overlook, is so very cool because you literally see this whole entire realm. You have the whole, you can do all the side optional quests there, this main belly of area there, came in from there, and I think we made our way through there. And it's just reminiscent of like what we had, and it's such a great view. It's literally my desktop picture for my PC right now, because I have the wallpaper engine, and so it literally has all this moving stuff. Like you see all these particles moving around, you have the water moving down below, and it just it's very cool to see this. And I was blown away by just how much beauty they put into this game. Now it's not absolutely realistic, but it's still beautiful that they have this much detail in the distance, you know. And so at that point, I'm going to stop it right here just because why would you not stop it right here? The beauty of this is absolutely amazing. And so hopefully you guys are doing well. Hopefully you guys are enjoying my commentary. This allows me a chance to rant about how good this game is and every single detail, what I thought, and just everything about it, because this is absolutely a beloved game, and I wish this was one over Elden Ring, just because it deserved it. Of how much creativity, the combat, how great everything was in this game. And so I'll see you guys later with lots of love and respect. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.